Good morning. Good morning. We have dense fog here today, so no sunrise to see. I mean, it's up there, but yeah. So 1 John chapter 4 today. Boy, I have to be honest with John. I was picking up some legalism that I wasn't really loving in some of his writings, but man. Then I got to chapter 4 and I'm like, whoa, he hit me in the heart because he was speaking the love language, my love language, which is love that I'm really, and the verse that I quote a lot is John, and I didn't even know it. So here's a rookie reading the Bible for the first time, like really not just reading it, but chewing on it, meditating on it, thinking deeply about it. But John is the one that says perfect love casts out fear. And so if you have any fear, you don't get God's love. You're not getting it. And you're still over here living, with fear of maybe being punished, or you got a block with love and you're not able to see it or experience it. And he literally talks about love from this perspective. He brings us back to the reality that God is love. And we can't see God, but we can because we are God. God is in us. We are in him. When we fully experience God's love, we do see it. We see each other that way. We see ourselves that way. We see him that way. We see Jesus that way. It becomes manifested in us and through us when we see it. And so even though we can't see God, we can, because we can start to see and experience love. And he says, and if you're not able to even love your Christian brothers and sisters that you can see, then you're not seeing it. Then you're not getting it. How can you possibly see God who is unseen if you can't love the people that you can see that are like right there in front of you? And if you can't see them with love, in love, through love, by love, love, then you're not, then you don't really get God's love. So go back and do some of your own heart work, because you don't believe that God loves you. It all starts here. So within, so without. Whatever you're experiencing in your heart is going to be reflected back to you, and what you believe is going to be reflected back to you. So if there are people in your life who you believe that you can't love, now he does qualify it here and says Christian brothers and sisters, but I believe that we're called to love all humans. Doesn't mean we have to like them, but we've got to love, because God is in humanity. We are made in his image. And our call is to love him with our whole hearts, our whole souls, our whole mind, our whole strength. And then when we do that, which we can't do that, and then the second command is this: love your neighbor as yourself. And in this, all of God is like summed up in how to sort of do it, how to see it, how to do it, how to be it, how to experience it. But think about, you can't do the first commandment if you haven't done the second. And you can't love other people if you can't love yourself. So it really all starts here. You got to accept, if you want to see God, experience God, you got to accept that God sees you, God loves you. You don't have to earn it. There's nothing you can do to earn it. You're not worthy. You're not deserving. And yet, because he created you and he's the creator and he's love, and so you are created in love, you are already, got tongue tied there. You are already worthy, deserving, loved. You are. So you don't have to be it. You just have to believe it. It's all in beliefs. And once you believe it, then you will experience it, which is like you will be overwhelmed by it. And then the overflow of that is that you will start to see everybody, everything. You see God everywhere because he is everywhere, because he is the creator of it all. He is an energy. He is a life force. He is a love force. And he is in us and we are in him. The problem is when we don't believe it, and you can't see what you don't believe. You see what you believe. Have you ever noticed that in even a relationship, when you start believing, maybe you understand somebody's motives, and then everything that they're doing, you can justify and say, I know what you're doing because here, blah, 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 blah. And they're going to look at you and go, well, no, actually, I did that because I stubbed my toe and it really hurt and I didn't want to tell anybody and I didn't want to cry out. But it was coming out with a grimace face and me walking by you, ignoring you. See what we like, simple little out of thin air stories that we can tell ourselves, and then it becomes reality to us. That's what we believe, so that's what we see. We project, we mirror. Man. So what if you looked in the mirror and you saw love? You saw God. You saw God reflected in your own image. And then you were like, oh my God, I am loved. And then you just start going around seeing love everywhere, seeing love in other people, even in people that are acting like idiots. They don't know. They're confused. They don't know. And you can love them anyway. Again, you don't have to like them or like their behavior or get tangled up in all of their drama. No, but you can look at it with love and fascination and go, wow. And you can pray for them and you can go, wow, I hope that gets sorted out. Or you could even maybe move in and say, what can I do? Do you know that you're loved? Let me tell you about love. Let me tell you about God. And then they will be able to believe it because they're seeing it in you, seeing it expressed in you, seeing somebody doing something differently in spite of their own behavior that they're not, maybe weren't expecting. And then maybe they will be open to it. If they're not, that's okay. You can in love go, okay, sorry, good luck. I wish it, hope that works out well for you. You don't have to force people to believe. You don't have to beg people to believe. You can just be love so that they can see love. This is read John chapter 4 and really meditate on it. And if you are not experiencing a lot of love in your life, if you're not seeing a lot of love in your life, look in the mirror and believe. And if you don't believe, do that simple prayer. Lord, I believe, but help me with my unbelief. And believe that you are worthy. You are deserving because you are already loved. You just have to drop the disbelief of it, and so that you can see it, and then the rest of your life starts to experience. And then we've got these red flags that John is giving us here to know, okay, something's off here. I'm slipping back into fear. I'm slipping back into my punitive relationship with myself and with others. So there's some fear going on, and you can go back to love. We're not going to get this perfect. We have the perfect example in Jesus, but very few, if any of us, will ever achieve that level of perfection. But it's worth striving for. It's worth walking in his way, in the way that he showed us, believing in love, seeing love. We have to be it to see it, and for others to see it. And then we start seeing it in others, and so that they can then maybe see it and believe it, and then, it spreads through the being and the seeing and the experiencing, making it manifest. And you do that through practice. We talked about practice yesterday, so it takes practice. and being intentional and conscious, slowing down in your life, ruthlessly eliminating hurry from your life. I sat with that this morning. It is 9 o'clock, my friends. The sun rose an hour and a half ago. I sat with it this morning. I don't hurry out here to do a rise and shine on days when God's inviting me to sit a little bit longer or do something different. I needed this morning. It's like a breath of fresh air, and I can see all the light around me, even if I can't see the sun itself. All right, have a great day. Rise and shine. We're going to finish 1 John tomorrow, chapter 5. Bye.